Welcome to the second session on the consignment accounts. Now, in this session, we will be focusing on detailed breakdown of consignment expenses. Okay, and we also look at the commission part also, how many types of commission are and how they have to be calculated. Okay, now first types of commission. Now, simple commission. This simple commission will be always on the sales. Okay, it is like any other commission which is given to the salespersons on the total sales what they make. So that is called as simple commission. Okay, now in order to understand the del creditor commission, we should first understand the nature of the consignment. We know that there is a principal and agent relationship exists between consignor and consignee. That means that means consignee is the mere agent of principal. That means with whom the ownership will be there, the ownership will be there always with the consignor. Okay, so now when the ownership is with the consignor, if any losses is suffered, that loss will be borne by the owner only. So like that, there is a loss which is called as bad debts. If there are any bad debts out of the sales made by the consignee, then the loss from that will be borne by the principal, that is the consignor. Okay, now if this is the situation, then what happens? He will not take care of the bad debts well. He don't make efforts, because if the bad debts exist, who will be bearing that loss? That will be borne by the consignor. So consignor, in order to protect himself from this loss, he adds a clause in the consignment agreement. He says that I'm giving you 4% ordinary commission. That is this one. Okay. And plus, I'm giving you, I'm not just saying exactly 4%, just these are the random figures. Plus that, I'm giving you 2% more commission. Okay. And this commission, I'm giving you because if on receiving this commission, it is understood that the risk of bad debts will be borne by you. ಅಂದರೆ ಈ 2% ಕಮಿಷನನ್ನು ನಾನು ಕೊಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನೀವು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಕಮಿಷನ್ ಏನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಅದರಿಂದ ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ ಡೆಟ್ಸ್ನಿಂದ ಆಗಿರೋ ಲಾಸನ್ನು ನೀನೇ ಬಿಯರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಅದನ್ನು ನಾನು ಬಿಯರ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಹೌ a new commission is born, that is called as del creditor commission. Del creditor commission involves an additional premium where the consignee guarantees the purchaser's solvency. Okay, now instead of understanding this, the best way is what I have given. Okay, overriding commission. Now this is given for two reasons. Okay, let us understand why overriding commission is given. Now, first one, in case of new products, if any new product is launched, some extra efforts are required to sell that product. For putting those extra efforts, an additional commission will be given, that is overriding commission. Another reason may be selling at a price which is more than invoice price. Now question arises, sir, what is this? See here, this formula we need to remember. This is the cost of the goods. This is unrealized profit, we call it as, and unrealized profit is here termed as loading, is equal to invoice price. Is equal to invoice price. Now this is the amount at which I want, that means consignor wants the consignee to sell the goods. That amount is called as invoice price. But if the seller is very good in sales, if he sells the goods at a price which is more than, which is more than invoice price, then on that difference amount he gives additional commission, and that commission is known as overriding commission. Okay, so hope you are clear with these concepts, right? Now, simple commission is calculated on total sales. Del creditor commission, if no information is specifically provided, it is calculated on total sales. Okay, or if any information is given, it is calculated on credit sales. Then this is calculated on the excess price, normally excess price. If it is for launching of new product and all, then it will be total only, total sales only. Next. Now, consignment expenses are broadly divided into two categories. Okay. Recurring expenses, non-recurring expenses. Now, question arises, sir, what is non-recurring and what is recurring? Okay. Now, non-recurring usually means that one time, or which will not come again and again. Recurring means again and again. Okay. Now, it is very good. Expenses incurred until goods reach the consignee. Increasing goods cost like packing, freight, and insurance. Remember, these all are the one-time expenses, because you will not be incurring packing again and again. You will not be incurring freight again and again. You will not be paying the transit insurance again and again. Okay, so these all are one time. And remember, the non-recurring expenses increases the cost. That is very important. Okay, they will be added to the cost. Now, next question arises, like, what is the significance of this non-recurring and recurring? Non-recurring expenses are added to the cost while valuating the abnormal loss and while calculating the value of closing stock. Okay, understood this? Clear with it? Now, and one more thing, what you need to remember, there are few exceptions, but I will show you in the next presentation, that the whatever expenses, remember, all expenses of consignor are non-recurring expenses. Okay, at least from your BCom point of view, it can be considered, but there are few exceptions. Okay. Now, recurring expenses, these are the day-to-day expenses. Okay. After, now, ongoing expenses after goods reach the consignee, not increasing the goods value, are called as recurring expenses. Example, storage charges, insurance. So these are the example of recurring expenses. Now, non-recurring expenses of the consignor includes packing, carriage, dock dues, insurance that increase the total cost of goods. Okay. Then expenses of the consignee, that is unloading. Okay, loading is incurred by, remember, loading is also non-recurring expenses. It is incurred by consignor. Unloading is incurred by consignee. Sometimes dock dues, import duty, these all are the expenses of the consignee. Okay, which are considered as non-recurring expenses. Remember, consignors all are non-recurring. Consignee can be non-recurring or recurring. At the time of receiving goods, non-recurring. Post that, recurring. Now, expenses of the consignee after receiving the goods. Now, bank charges, expenses on goods received back, and those damaged after, that means any damages are there then. Now, expenses of the consignee after the receipt. Okay, that's what, see, these are the, that's what I said, these are the exceptions which exist. Now, expenses of the consignee after receipt. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬಿ ಕಾಮ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, that's why I'm not focusing on them. Expenses of the consignee after the receipt: storage, insurance, advertising, sales. He incurs more non-recurring expenses than cost of goods returned or damaged. Okay, so in our this session discussion, we limit it to this only, and in the next session we discuss the other part. Okay, thank you.